Okay, welcome back guys to part 3 of our IGListKit tutorial. We are now in our feed view controller. This is the controller that's on our view in our storyboard, and this is the one that's going to be controlling that view. So in our last video, we updated the model to conform to the diffable for IGListKit. If you need to watch that, I should have the link in the description below. Make sure you've watched the first, second, and third. I don't want you to get lost and it just breaks everything and you get frustrated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our feed controller. So we already have our IG list imported up here. We also have this IG collection view that we set up in video 1 here. And what else did we do? We have our Firebase, our array, our database. We've removed everything, or we should remove everything for the collection view. We no longer need this, so we can just get rid of these two methods here. And it looks like we are good to go. We still need to load our data, so I'm going to keep that here, but nothing else in there we needed. So I'm just going to, right under here, just do a lazy var adapter. And it's going to be of IGList adapter. All right, so then we're just going to declare it in this. I'm going to return the IGList adapter. One of the things we need to return within the adapter, I don't believe the method comes up for you guys. It doesn't come up for me. So what you want to do is be very careful about typing this, but we need an updater. So I'm just going to say that's going to be an IGList adapter updater. Okay. We also need access to our view controller, and we already have that access because we are attached to it. So I'm going to say self. And then working range, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so now that we've connected our adapter or set up our adapter in a lazy way, what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and set our collection view layout. So in the view to load, I'm just going to come down here and then say for our adapter dot the collection view is going to be our collection view that we have set up from the previous video. We also need to get the adapter data source set up, and we want to say that we're going to manage this in this class. Okay, so now that we've done that, we haven't actually set our collection view layout, so I'm just going to do that really fast. So we have our load data. We're not going to worry about doing anything with our load data except for when we are adding items to this array, we want to reload the collection view. And how you do that in IGList kit, we're going to say self adapter because we're deep down in this closure. We're just going to say perform updates, and we're actually just going to do animated. I say true. And that's it. So that's like our kind of when we are signaled that we have a new post. So we'll actually be signaled here in this observe. Well, this child added. And we can just actually take this outside of here. And then we can just, no need to call it over and over again. Just place that there. Okay, so moving forward, like I said, now we're going to handle this, and the way we're going to handle this is basically implementing the IGList adapter data source that is crying about here. So I'm just going to drop all the way down to the bottom, and we're just going to add an extension, and this is going to be our feed view controller. is going to conform to IGList adapter data source. And that should get rid of that. So if I jump into here by hitting command and then, so I'm just going to grab all of these. And I'm just going to go ahead and move them and put them into here and get rid of some of this junk that we don't actually need. All right, so for this IGList adapter data source, let's just kind of go and talk about what these methods are going to do. This first method, objects, is going to return a list of items to display within our collection view. This will be our post. So when we did our last video where we made our post compliant to the protocols for IGList I think it's diffable, we're going to be returning those items here, and that's why we did that. So I hope that makes some sense to you guys. Then we jump down here and we have this list adapter. Now this is where we're going to connect our section controller. So we haven't created our section controller for our post yet, but what we are going to want to do is we're going to want to return that, so that way the adapter knows how to configure its cells. I think that's the best way to put it. And then empty view. Empty view is just, if we don't have any data, what do you want your view to look like? And it's going to return the view. So now that we have all of that underway, let's go ahead and just fill some of this stuff out. So in our objects, what we're going to do is we're just going to create a feed item array. And we're just going to make sure that that's an IGList diffable array of items. And right now we have an array that we're feeding here, which is going to be the feed array. And we could because we actually made the post a diffable, we could just return this feed array. But because we know we're going to need more parts, we're going to need to build up an array. So I'm just going to say that our feed array, once we do that, all we need to do is just return our feed array, feed item. I spelled that wrong, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So right now we're only worrying about the one thing, and we're just going to want to return that. Make it plural because it's multiple items. Okay, so we are done with that. Now we move down here to our section view controller. We don't actually have one, but we will be creating one. So let's just go ahead and say our post section controller is going to be post section controller. We don't have it yet, so it won't actually do much for us, but it'll just allow us this kind of placeholder. We know we need to create this class, and we'll be doing that next. And then basically, how do you want your empty view to show up? So if we don't have anything there, what do we want it to look like? We can just have a view. We're going to create a UI view. And then we're just going to say the view is going to have a background color. And let's say it's going to be maybe red or blue or green or gray. And we're just going to return that view. You can also not do this, or this isn't necessary, and it'll just be blank. So that is all we needed to do here. In our next video, we'll be actually going through and setting up this post section controller. And I do want to remind you guys, we will be using this a lot. So anytime in this app that we need to use a collection view, we're going to be using the IGListKit. So we'll have tons of time to really understand this and really get our hands dirty with it. But this is going to be all for this video, and we're going to see each other next video. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.